Good afternoon, students. We are discussing about the hydrosphere, and the three movements of the water bodies or the oceans are waves, ocean currents, and the winds. We are learning about the causes of ocean currents, otherwise the factors that lead to the formation of ocean currents. Level of salinity, temperature, the Earth's rotation, presence of landmass, and planetary winds are the factors that causes the ocean currents. First four factors we have already discussed. In today's class, we will learn about the planetary winds also. In this map, you can watch the temperature condition over the water bodies. So, in the equatorial region, means the central part of the earth surface, it is warm. So, warm water, it is having low density, but towards the polar region, they are cold in condition, and cold waters are higher in density. So, temperature increases, density decreases, and temperature decreases, density increases. Because of that, cold water, they will move towards the equator as deep water currents, and hot water that will come towards the polar region as surface currents. But when these surface currents or hot currents move coming towards the polar region, their temperature will decrease and they will sink and turn to temperature decreases. With that itself, the density also will increase. It is related with the contraction of the water molecules. Then their density increases, they become cold and they start to move as cold currents or deep water currents towards the equatorial region. Then when we compare the waters between Atlantic Ocean and the Mediterranean Sea, you can see Mediterranean Sea is a closed water body, so its density will be higher. There is a small opening, Strait of Gibraltar is here, which connect Mediterranean Sea with the Atlantic Ocean. So here this water body, it is low denser than the water of Mediterranean Sea. Because of that, water from Atlantic Ocean will move towards the Mediterranean Sea. Okay, this will move as a surface current towards the Mediterranean Sea. Then the temperature differences that we have already discussed. Another important factor that influencing the movement of ocean current or the direction of the ocean current, that is the presence of landmass. You can see here the equatorial current that originate from the equatorial region and moving towards the west direction. But when it is hitting with a landmass, it turns towards the east direction. So, North Equatorial Current, it is named as Gulf Stream in the mid-latitudes, and in the northern temperate zone, it is named as a North Atlantic Drift. So, here the diversion of the current that is related with the presence of a landmass. Again, this Brazilian current, this ocean current that originate from the equatorial region, and it coming towards the south, means it coming towards the west direction, but due to the presence of South American landmass, it turning from its original direction and moving towards the south. That is about the direction of the ocean current in relation with the presence of landmass. But more than that, we have learned the movement of the objects, maybe ocean water or the wind, that is influenced by the rotation of the earth. That means Coriolis force. Okay, due to the Coriolis force, what happens? The moving mass of air or water that deflect towards the right of its path in northern hemisphere and left of its path in the southern hemisphere. So you can see this is the direction of the water moving in the northern hemisphere, but it deflecting towards its right and moving towards the north. And when it reaches northward direction, here due to the presence of this landmass and all, it moving towards the east. Again, the deflective movement of the water due to Coriolis force, this leads to the movement of this water into the right hand path. That means again it moving towards the east. That is why the North Atlantic drift is coming to the coastal region of the European continent. Otherwise, it must move directly towards the northern pole. Students, to learn the movement of the ocean currents, we have to know the temperature conditions and pressure conditions existing in the earth. So you can see here these indicating different pressure belts on the earth. These pressure belts are based on the temperature received by the earth's surface. As you know, equatorial region is experiencing hot condition. So here air that will expand and there will be an air current towards the higher atmosphere. So density of air will be less here. This region will experience a low pressure. The air which rising from this low pressure region, it will go towards the north pole, and from here it will go towards the south pole. This air, it will cool when it is in the higher atmosphere. So the air which moving from equator to the south pole, it will sink in the tropical latitude. That means near to the tropical region, and there will be a high pressure due to the sinking of air. Here also between 30 degrees and 35 degrees of latitude in northern hemisphere also sinking of air taking place. So here also it will be high pressure region. And this region means subpolar region, it will be a low pressure area even though its temperature is low, because due to the rotation of the earth, the air from these latitudes, it will be swinging and throwing towards the polar region. The air due to the rotation, it will be swinging and moving towards the polar region. So polar high pressure region existing here, because from here the air is throwing or concentrating to the north pole, and from here air is going towards the south pole. So these regions have a high pressure and these areas have a low pressure. So these pressure difference that leads to the formation of planetary winds. Okay, they are permanent, they are moving in special direction, they will not deviate from their directions. The directions can be influenced by the rotation of the earth or by the Coriolis force. There is no other change related with the direction of the planetary winds. They are permanent in nature. So these winds, they are also have an influence on the ocean currents. You can see here from the subtropical high pressure belt, wind is moving to equatorial low pressure. In smaller classes we have learned wind is moving from high pressure to low pressure. So these winds actually they have to move in a straight direction, but they are deviating because of the Coriolis force. Then here also from the high pressure belt, wind is moving towards the north direction, but they are deviating from the original direction due to the Coriolis force. So anyway, they are moving from the east. They are moving from the east direction, so they are named as easterlies. Their other name only trade winds. So easterlies are moving from subtropical high pressure belt. Subtropical high pressure belt in both the hemisphere towards the equatorial low pressure. On the other hand, you can see from the subtropical high pressure belt of both the hemisphere, wind is moving from the low pressure. Here towards the north, here towards the south. So they are actually blowing from north to south, but rotation of the earth that leads to the deflection of the wind. So they are named as westerlies. In both the hemisphere, they are named as westerlies because they are deviating and flowing from the west directions. And in the northern hemisphere, northern pole and southern pole, from the high pressure belt, wind is moving towards the nearest low pressure belt. They are deviating from the original direction, so they are moving from the east. So these winds are also named as polar easterlies. If you are not able to understand this, once again you have to watch it, then only you will be able to understand it, because it is a little tough topic. So these planetary winds, they are able to influence the ocean currents. That is the topic that we are discussing here. In this map, you can watch the direction of the ocean currents, as well as in the right side the direction of polar winds, that also given. So here the winds which are moving in the Atlantic Ocean, we can discuss about that. So this is the North Atlantic drift, means it originating from here as a ocean current, equatorial ocean current. It will be slower in its speed here, because in this area the direction of the wind is from northeast. So the ocean current moving here in a slow velocity, but when it reaches here, there is the direction of the westerlies, that is from southwesterlies. They are moving or influencing this temperate region, so they will be dragging by the westerlies towards the north. The ocean currents, which is named as Gulf Stream, or here it is North Atlantic drift, it will be dragging by the westerlies. That means ocean currents are influenced by the movement of permanent winds, or their speed is influenced by the permanent winds. In the same way, the wind which is coming from the south, that means this is the Bankula current, it is a cold current. They are influenced by the southeast trade winds in the equatorial region, because trade winds, they are flowing in the east direction. Here the influence of the westerlies will be less, because westerlies are moving towards the south. So here the ocean currents speed will be low, but when it coming in the zones of influence of the permanent winds, they will be able to increase the speed of the ocean currents. So here you have to keep in mind the ships and all, when they are following the direction of the permanent winds, when they are following the direction of the ocean currents, they will be able to save their time as well as the fuel. So direction and the movement of the ocean currents are influenced by the permanent winds or planetary winds that blowing on the earth in a permanent nature.